You're listening to the Get Peel podcast, a space for life enthusiasts to get inspired, learn through others about fitness, business, relationships, and life itself. I'm your host, Hannah Eden, a fitness entrepreneur that has an obsession with sweating and a burning desire to share and inspire others with the lessons I've learned through fitness. Hey guys, welcome back to the Get Peel podcast. I'm Hannah Eden.
I'm Paul Barreto, and we're here from Fresno, California.
Yes, we are. So what are we doing right now?
Hotel room. We're in a job right now, visiting some really cool places. Been to Sequoia National Park.
That's right.
Kings Canyon.
Yeah.
Coming up next.
Now we're going to be heading out to, after Kings Canyon, we're going to be going to Yosemite.
Ooh, Yosemite.
That's right. Couple updates since we spoke to you last. Sorry about the creaky chairs. We saw a bear. Whoa.
Looked like a Labrador. From afar.
It definitely had a collar on, which was interesting because I think they're tracking all of the bears. But first bear, baby.
It had dogs now.
It did. It was kind of cute,
I
which
love
is
it.
scary to say. It was cute because it was far enough away. There was like chomping on
Black
trees
bear, by the way.
Yeah, not a grizzly. We probably wouldn't be having the same
Black
conversation, right? Well, today we want to set the tone and tell you guys what we're going to be talking about, and then Paolo and I are just going to kind of break off and have a conversation and include you in it and talk about personal stories and really tell you guys about some important stuff that I think can change your life. So today we're going to be talking about reason, right? And if anyone has had any contact with us or anything that we do, especially our apparel line, they know that we have a saying and a slogan that was all over the wall in our gym and is the name of our apparel business, which is Find Your Reason.
FIR, by the way.
That's right. FIRE, FYR, Find Your Reason, however you want to say it. And that holds a really, really deep meaning to both of us. And we want to share what we mean by that and kind of share some stories of how it all came about. So why don't we go ahead and start?
Let's do it.
All right, so Find Your Reason. Back in 2013 or 2012, actually had to be in 2013, was, if you guys listened to our first or second podcast, we talked about our struggle and our awareness, and now we're talking about our reason, right? And what that means to us, like our why. Why do we show up every day? Why do we work this hard? Why do we keep trying to push our human potential further than most? Why do we have this desire to grab life by the fucking throat and like squeeze it, you know? And I think it's important to share that and share our mindset and what goes on inside of our minds and why that we know that's such a powerful statement.
And the reason to keep motivated to show up every day and put in the work in the gym.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. Easy
100%.
to drop off, and it seems like it's most people's biggest trouble.
And
Everyone can start, right?
Right. And I think that's where it began, and that's why it's such a heavy thing for us, right? Like, I understood what fitness did for me, and then it became such a big staple in my life that I understand the power of having a reason to show up at the gym, because I understand the power of showing up at the gym and what that does for you on a physical level, yes, but more than that on a mental level. And it's really cool how it all began. It's actually a really emotional story. Every time I tell this, I cry, so bear with me. Paolo actually asked me right before we started if I was going to be okay, because he needed to know if I was going to cry during this podcast or not. But here we go. Grab your Kleenex. But back whenever I started coaching PumpFit, maybe before it was even called PumpFit, right? Before we opened the actual gym, I was doing this in a different gym in the back of a CrossFit gym, and it meant so much to me, and I had built a group of really badass individuals there, and it made it so clear what my purpose was and what I needed to do, and it was my reason, right? It made me feel that feeling that still gets me going right now today, and is why we work so many hours, etc., etc. So back in the day when I started that class, I understood and started to see why people were coming to the class, and it was more than the physical. And I didn't really understand that because I'd never been a coach for enough amount of time to see what consistency can do to someone on every level and every aspect of their life, until I did that. And then once I did, I was like, wait, I know what fitness means to me, but I want to know what fitness means to all of these people that are showing up here every day. So I asked everyone to anonymously write down what they wanted to find through fitness. Now, I had no idea what I was going to get. I thought it was going to be a lot of what we did receive, right? A lot of like physical goals to reach, such as...
And that was right before we opened PumpFit.
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
had the idea of what we wanted to do with that, right?
I don't even think we did at that point.
I think
Or
so.
did we?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're like, let's do it. This is going to be epic. Remember that?
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Okay. We knew we wanted to do a wall with Find Your Reason because we knew what our reasons were. You're right. And then I'm like, I don't want to write all my reasons on the wall. Like, that's kind of fucking egotistical,
Exactly.
right? Like, let's put...
Here's 40 reasons that I came
why
up with.
I want to do through fitness. Like that. No. Maybe people won't relate to me, right? Like, we need people to relate, and I want someone to walk into that gym, no matter what walk of earth they're from, see something on that wall and be like, that speaks to me. So we went in, asked all the people, I was like, please write down 3 reasons of what you want to find through fitness. So we got a lot of, I want to jump 24 inches, I want to run a marathon, I want to...
Consistency.
I want to be consistent, I want to look good in bikini, I want a hot bod. Then it started getting like a little deeper. It's like, I want my... Which, I don't know if I agree with this one now, because I think after a baby, that's your fucking body now and you should own it. But then I started to see like, oh wow, like this is getting heavy. This is getting like way deeper than I thought it would. I can't even say the one that gets me.
Which one? I want my pre-baby body back?
Well, that one, but I want my partner to see me. Ooh. I was like, ugh, on the floor, kill me.
Oh, here we go. Come on, babe.
That's so deep. That's so deep. Or I want to be proud. I want to turn heads.
I want to inspire others.
Yeah.
I remember that.
What else do we have? Well, we'll put a picture up and you guys can see them. But
Yeah. Picture right here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So it was really cool because we did that. And then I went to a sign guy, and I was in school I went to college for photography. So we practiced like graphic design. I learned how to use Illustrator and Photoshop. So I created a stencil on Illustrator of all of these sayings of I want this, I want that. And then I went to a stencil guy or a sign guy, and he did like a laser cut for me on cardboard. And with all of us, we hand painted that wall. Spray painted the wall ourselves. Every single word. In fact, I remember when we actually had to take one off because it said, I want to suck less at burpees.
No, it was I want to suck it up and not suck it in.
There we go. I want to suck it up and not suck it in. But the way that it was
Which is
designed...
weird that we put that on, right?
I know.
So weird.
We got rid of that one. But it did say, I want to suck.
And then it said,
underneath,
so bad.
it up, not in, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, we got to get rid of that. Which, by the way, we have a commercial.
And it was the last one.
Yeah.
The very last.
Yeah.
So we just
You couldn't take your
over.
eyes off it. But there is a commercial where it's still there, and I could not unsee it.
No, we changed it.
No.
We added it. We asked the editor to say, dude, can you do something with the
Because it
video?
just said, I want to suck.
And eliminate the suck because we were doing lat pushes.
Yeah.
And he just changed to whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, long story short, we hand painted it all, and then no one knew that we were going to do this apart from Paolo and I. And then whenever we had our grand opening, everyone came in and cried.
It was awesome. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's crazy because they're like, oh my God.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, come on.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Just
they did.
deep breath.
I'm on my period. Get over it. True.
Oh,
It's a true
gosh.
statement. No, it was so emotional because some people were just blown away, and I still don't know who a lot of those belong to.
We never did. Because one thing that we asked was, don't put your name on it.
And I think that's why we got so much vulnerability, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every person that walked into the door after that got an understanding of who we were and why we were here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this isn't just a workout. So it set the tone. For real. And people would say, like, every time they're working out and they wanted to quit, they'd look up.
Or we would say, like, whenever you're thinking about quitting, just find something that will push
Oh,
you.
yeah. I used to do a wall sit or a rig hang or
Yeah.
pull-ups or something on the other side of the room and try and distract myself from the pain of my mind going, oh my God, this hurts, I want to quit, this fucking sucks, my legs are on fire. I'm like, I'm going to read that wall until I'm really done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Distract your mind from the noise and see it through. But yeah, really emotional, really heavy, maybe too emotional, I don't know, but find your reason is something that's really important to me and to everyone that walks into the room, right?
And it's something that we preach. Because, like I said in the beginning, how many times, maybe if you're watching this right now, how many times have you started your journey, your fitness journey, and how many times you dropped off, right? And that we believe, at least, or I believe at least, sorry, I'm not going to speak for you, but it's very tightly related to having a very superficial reason, which is okay, totally fine. But it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to dig a little deeper, right?
Yeah.
For me, at least, the initial reason was to be fit, to look better, to, you know, shed pounds, to not be chunky monkey, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then you realize that, and of course, happened to me too, because I would achieve my goal, and after I achieved the goal, I would spend 3 months partying my ass off because, oh, I got it. And then in 3 months, it's all gone.
Yeah.
So let's do it all over again. And until you realize that you have to have a better reason to do it, and until you realize that your reason will evolve with you and is going to become a moving target, that's when you can actually turn into a lifestyle, because you can never really reach it. You know what I mean?
And we say this a lot, right? And I think that, just to give my 2 cents on what you're saying, that is the number one reason. And for a long time, before my career started to really pick up and I was spending so much time in the gym, when new people would come in, I'd ask them to write 3 reasons as to why they're here, right? Like, write it down now, we're going to keep it, and we're going to show you this in a year, right? And let's see if they're the same, cool. If we've met them, we check them off and we write new ones. But if we haven't, like, maybe your reason isn't the same anymore, and stop living in the past and understand who you are now so that you can set goals that will going to make you tick and that are going to make you want to show up, right? And also make sure that you're finding your own reason. Like, I remember at the beginning of my career, whenever I was trying to get in shape, I used to like try and look at other people and say like, I want to look like that in my mind, right? Then it started to be like, phew, no, like, I know what my body type's like. I know what my body type can do. I just want to do the best that I can and make sure that I'm as strong and fit and I feel healthy and I feel good. I feel confident in my own skin, and not constantly try and find a reason to want to look like someone else, you know, because that's never going to happen because you're not them. And it's a really discouraging and never-ending black hole that you're going to continuously put yourself in, you know? Yeah, you never stop. So that's what I want to say is, as a gym owner, like, the number one reason every single time is like, I'm going on vacation in 3 months and I want to look good, right? I want to lose 5 pounds, right? These are all true, right? These are all valid. But I say, which I hope no one takes offense to this, because I have those too, but they're shallow, right? Because if we dig deeper than that surface level, the reason why you want to lose those 5 pounds, or the reason why you want to look good in that bikini, is because you want more confidence. You don't want to lose the 5 pounds. That's not what we're looking for, right? We want more confidence.
You're thinking 5 pounds equals
happiness.
A, B, C, D,
right,
and E.
Right, it's not that. So we need to find those. Right. So it's like, once you can understand that, and like Paolo says, understand that the target continuously moves, and keep checking in with yourself to ask yourself what is going on right now and what is it that you want, and that is going to be a strong enough reason for you to show up when you don't want to. That is like key. And a lot of people that have done Find Your Reason or FYR 1.0 or 2.0 on bodybuilding.com have said, you know, like, I didn't get it at first and I thought you were kind of like over the top until one day, like, I did something and I just stopped, fell on the floor and just bawled my eyes out because it was just so clear, right? Like, I found my reason and I had no idea that was what I was looking for. It's like, yeah, you gotta go there for sure.
What? Come here.
I understand. No! Get out of here! We should have done this podcast another day.
What do you mean another day?
I'm a little emotional, you know? Maybe more so than usual. I'm pathetic.
I knew it.
What?
Told you it was going to happen.
No, I'm not going to hear it. Okay, maybe you did say that. But I mean that. Like, if people don't sometimes realize what they're doing or why they're working, and then sometimes it comes and just slaps you in the face. Sometimes it doesn't. But don't force it. And don't be like, oh my God, why don't I know? Why isn't it so obvious to me? Like, just keep doing you. And in that grueling workout, if it's 60 seconds long, at that 55th second, some shit's going to come in your mind and you're going to go, oh, all right,
Yeah.
I get it now.
And even for us, fitness professionals, people that made fitness part of our lives, and basically the tires that basically takes us forward, right? We continually change, continuously. And it's interesting to see, because right now we're living off a camper. I'm going to be completely honest, not working out as much as I've ever worked out in my entire life. If anything, maybe putting in the less amount of hours per week compared to what we used to be. Remember, have a gym. We used to work out several hours a day, sometimes 6 days a week. And right now, it's one of those things. We have a jar in life, and we can only fill up so many buckets. And fitness is one of those buckets. And we have to be able to basically distribute everything equally or to the best of your ability. And right now, I'm not working out as much as I used to. Right now, some new shit is hitting me that I didn't have before. Because I remember you saying several times, dude, I need to keep me sane. And in my head, I never thought about sanity. In my head, I thought about always that thing in the back of my mind. I never wanted to slip off and become and face the same struggle that I faced as a teenager. I don't want to be there again. I don't want to struggle again like I did. So I got to keep on going. But now that I'm not working out as much, and now I see the sanity part, and that's the moving target, and that's the part that we evolve, we change. And Drake says something one. I was actually watching an interview, and he said something interesting, and you can apply it to whatever you want. But Drake, the singer, by the way, the rapper, big fan. Someone turned to him. A friend or someone who used to know back in the day turned to him and said, dude, you changed. You're not the same anymore. And his response was, man, I don't work this hard all these hours to remain the same. Period.
Remember when that happened to us?
What part? Yes, someone said that to us. You're not the same. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't wake up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
To work until 10 p.m. to be the same person. Mm-hmm. And your priorities are going to change. Your goals are going to change. Your idea of what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad will change. And for me now, it became about sanity. For me now, it became like, man, finding hard to control my emotions. I feel anxious sometimes. I feel like small stuff makes me like the traffic sometimes, or the fact that we're pulling something heavy behind us, and I just feel like, man, I'm a little vulnerable. Why? And I'm like, fuck, I just need to lift some fucking weights and like just get clarity. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have these dark clouds that come around us, and to me, it became very apparent. One of the best ways to shine some sunlight on it and basically kick those clouds out is to push myself mentally and physically. Because when we do, it's almost a drain. You pull the plug of a drain and you let everything go, and everything is back. You know what I mean? And you're like, you empty the bottle and you're ready to be filled again. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's different. I'm changing. I see it clearly now. Yeah. That it's totally different. My objective with fitness is totally different now.
Yeah, and people always ask me, right, to share my reasons. And I don't think there's always one, by the way. I think everyone can have multiple reasons as to why they show up. You can have different reasons for different aspects of your life as well. But, I don't usually share my shit because I think that some people's reasons need to be their own and they don't need to share them, then that's okay, as much as you're willing to. But I know my reasons loud and clear, and I'm reminded every single day. And I talked about this in episode 1 about the struggle, right, of like, the harsh reality of romanticizing of what you think the perfect person's supposed to be, and then you realize that you are nowhere near that. Like, you recognize and see who you are, which is a scary thing, which we talked about during the awareness phase. But once I found a reason such as fitness, or found a reason to stay in fitness, it became such a key piece of my life. And I can talk about as to why, but I've never known quite as loud as I do right now of how important. Because
why?
Huh?
Why?
Why? Because at the beginning, I thought I knew why I was doing things, and you know, I had a very dark past, and I understand that I have these demons, I call them, within me, like this dark streak. I have an extremely addictive personality. I have an extreme personality, and I go all in, and it doesn't matter what area of life that is, whether it's good or bad. And so once I got out of the bad and replaced it with the good, which was fitness, it was like, oh my God, I need to stay in this because I never want to feel like I felt before. I never want to be the person that I felt before. Like, this is now my new me, and it's amazing. And I refuse to quit on myself. I refuse to allow myself to come this far to stop now, right? And then it became like, all right, my reason here is because, oh my God, like the reason why I'm in fitness is because I want to inspire others. I want to be able to leave an impression on this world that is more than just, at the time, being the girl with the red hair that can jump really fucking high and that's done all these things. Like, there needs to be more of a reason as to why I'm remembered if I die, right? And then now, in the lifestyle that Paolo was referring to, where it's not because I wanted to not work out, because I'm obsessed with working out and it's something that I need. And like I've said before, it was never anything that I've ever struggled to fit into my day. And I never understood why people just said, I don't have time. Like, my days are fucking busy, and I had no problem of getting my training in at 3 a.m. at the beginning of my day, 4 a.m. at the beginning of my day, or even like midnight or 1 a.m. after my day. It didn't even cross my mind. It wasn't I was not resistant to it at all. I just get it done no matter what. And now, you know, we live this lifestyle.
It's tough.
You can't control everything. There's a lot of time that is taken away from your day just from the logistics of trailing and living in an RV. And those hours add up. And sometimes, you know, you have to get out of the campsite early. And if I didn't get the workout in at 6 a.m., then it wouldn't happen. Then
Sure,
we'd travel all day.
Won't get it after 8 hours in the car.
Exactly. You get there and you're like, I'm not fucking doing anything now. Then we got to unload, unbrake. And this was just happening too many times after another, which is where I'm here to say, like, I understand, right, why this happens. And maybe I was out of touch with understanding how a lot of you guys feel on a day-to-day basis, where it's like you don't have the choice to make it happen, or you have kids, or you work a 7 to 7, or whatever the fuck it is. Shit happens, right? But then I started to realize, like, oh my God, I'm not working out, and I'm not good up here. Like, I'm not good at all. Like, it was affecting us.
Same, yeah.
It was affecting, like, the way that I was talking to myself, what I was journaling every day. It was making me I felt like I was getting so, like, far away. And it's the first time in my entire career that I've ever lost my mojo. Like, really lost it. I'd go a couple of days maybe sometimes and then be like, all right, I'm back. This was like, I mean, I was still moving. And this is relative. And a lot of you guys probably will look at me or say something like, oh my God, is she kidding? Like, her bad state is someone else's best. It's my truth, right? And it doesn't really matter what you think, because my truth is my truth, and that's how I feel about myself up here. Which is also why you shouldn't care about what anyone thinks about you. You should only care about what you think about yourself, right?
Because people can look at you and say, oh my God, she can go a month without working out. She's not going to change a bit.
Right, or she can eat whatever she has, or genetics of this. It's like, I don't give a shit about the aesthetics, right? Well, let me rephrase that, because I definitely do. But, like, I care more about, like, the way that I'm looking at myself, the way that I'm talking to myself, and the decisions that I'm making. Like, I'm slipping, and then it's so loud to me. It's like screaming. It's like, there are many people that have vices in life, and if I don't have a vice, then I'm going to find it somewhere else. And fitness has been my vice, which is
everyone has a vice.
Right.
Everyone, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
everyone does, and mine used to be drugs, partying, fucking going at it, you know, and now I've applied that to fitness, and now fitness is my vice, to keep me sharp, to keep me in check. Fitness is a discipline, fitness is a skill, and it's like, it makes me feel so good. I don't think about my aesthetics, I don't doubt myself as much, I don't have these stories go on in my head.
More positive?
I am so much more positive. Yeah, like
it's almost like sunglasses. Like, it's like waking up every day and you have this gray lenses through which you see everything.
Yeah.
And then until you actually get back on your groove and you move your body and you release all the good stuff inside and you get clear-minded, that's when you can take those sunglasses off and say, oh wow, life is positive, everything is good.
Yeah.
Be more objective on your decisions, make better decisions, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And, you know, you read all these things about all of the ancient philosophers and the Stoics in history, right? And it's like some of the most important roles in history. Marcus Aurelius, right? Roman Empire.
Everyone.
And it's like he had the most amount of stress. He had so much responsibility. But yet you read his own thoughts where he thought no one else was going to read it. And it's nothing but positivity. It's like nothing but the most perfect words. It's like, how is someone that deals with what they were going through able to have such a positive mindset? And then listening to like the Daily Stoic.
And they all dedicated time to
walk
the
in the
pursuit
morning
of mental and physical health.
Right. So there's like that you would think that they're robots. You'd think that they're gods. Like they didn't feel, or they didn't get angry. They didn't get stressed.
Yeah.
They did. They felt all of those things, but they say, right? They all have something in common.
Clarity too.
Walk, like a walk in the morning, journaling, physical movement, like releasing this toxic energy and being able to metabolize it in a passive way of doing something, or not even a passive way. Just let it out. And that is exactly what it does for me. And I recognize that can do that. I see it in you. I know you sure should see it in me. But now more than ever, it's like, I need this, man, because the less discipline that I have in my life, which is all built in the gym, because I had zero before I found fitness, the less I have in every aspect, right? The less I'm inclined to reach out and have a phone call with a friend, the less I'm inclined to make sure I get back to an email, the less I'm inclined to check in with you, or like whatever it may be. It's like, this is what keeps me sharp. It makes me feel so great. Why the fuck would I not get it done, right? Why would I do this to myself? I'm digging myself a hole because I know where I'm going and it's only down, and I know what it takes to just come right back up. And it's so simple. It's an hour of my day. It's
simple,
20 minutes.
Not easy.
No.
Simple,
Yeah.
not easy.
Not
Totally
saying it's
different
easy. And this is where we can now talk about, like, I have committed, and I'm maybe a little bit more extreme, but it's not easy. I have to still fight myself to do it. We're on a job right now. Our call time is 5:30 a.m. We don't get back sometimes till 8 p.m. I have to get my workout in. I got up the other day at 3:30 in the morning. We went to bed at midnight. If I said I'm going to do something, I better fucking do it. Because if I don't this time, then I'm not going to tomorrow. And if I don't tomorrow, then I'm not going to the next time. The more times I accept not showing up, the more I'm telling myself that that's okay. And that's my choice, that's my problem, and that's my responsibility. And that's where I'm going to say now, I hope that you guys can hear this coming from me, that is on the same level as so many of you. It's not easy. It's just fucking simple. It's a formula. And I'm in it, but I'm doing it. And you can do it too. It's just, how bad do you want it? And have you found a reason that is going to be deep enough and more important enough for you to make those really difficult decisions happen?
I agree. And just to send this off and wrap it up, I completely agree with what you said. And I think that things that we have to accept are, one, you're going to constantly change, so will your goals. That's it. What worked for me, and from what I heard what you said, I think that it worked for you. And if I could summarize in one sentence was, the reason why I do it now, or us for this matter, is this is just a start. This is just the first step of this long staircase that you may want to go on. Is I do it now because I don't want to feel like I felt before. If you start with that and allow yourself to kind of, digest that, ruminate that, and see where that takes you, you'd be surprised what that's going to take you.
And to that point, if you've never felt the grass is greener side, just understand that it will be there if you commit to it. Struggle to get there. Struggle to get that feeling of, wow, I feel good. I feel proud. I feel accomplished. You may not be anywhere near you want to be, but you feel that feeling, right? I say if you get it, you get it. Once you feel it, that's going to be what you're chasing. And trust me, it's worth it. It really, really is.
And I think that we should leave off with a little segue. What she said about the struggle, when this quote that everyone knows, everyone has heard before, struggle builds character. And that really, really means, and this is going to be the topic for the next podcast, and we're going to leave you off with this. And this is one of the quotes from Ryan Holiday. Great book that we're going to bring to you. I'm going to talk about it on the next podcast, right? The obstacle is the way. And that's the reason why we hear this. Struggle builds character, because overcoming struggle will get you a thicker skin, will basically make you creative in a way of getting around it and getting on the other way.
That's right. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.